our session with Secretary Albright to announce a strategic partnership between the Alliance of Democracies Foundation and the Joseph Corbell School of International Studies at the University of Denver. So let me welcome the Dean, Fritz of the Corbell School at Denver University to our virtual stage. Welcome, Fritz.
Thanks so much, Anders.
I went to Denver University in late February, yes, back when we could actually travel the world, sharing the stage with Senator Romney, discussing the state of democracy. At the same time, I had good talks with the dean and other faculty members on cooperation with my foundation. And that is what we are announcing today. And it brings a special significance to have Secretary Albright with us, since the Corbell School bears her family name through her father, Joseph Corbell, and you, Madam Secretary, represent such strong American and European stories. A stronger transatlantic link doesn't exist. That is also in the same spirit which will guide our cooperation. What do we want to achieve? Together we want to firmly establish the annual Copenhagen Democracy Summit and also make joint events in Denver for leaders who care about the health of democracy and the liberal international order. In this summit, we have included students from the Corbell School at Denver University, and I hope you have all been listening diligently, even though we started early in your time zone. And with these objectives in mind, I'm happy to begin this partnership and would turn to the Dean for his thoughts and in conclusion to Secretary Albright. First you, Fritz.
Well, Anders, thank you so much. And let me first say what an honor and pleasure it is to be with you and Secretary Albright and all of you at the summit. We're just truly delighted to be announcing the partnership with the Alliance of Democracies today. As you noted, we started this conversation what seems an age ago, but it was actually only earlier this year in Denver. So much has changed. We're very, very pleased and happy that our students have been able to attend the summit, early as it might be for them, and to highlight some of the work of our great faculty. I hope many of you in the audience caught the session yesterday on ensuring women's rights during the pandemic that was moderated by Professor Marie Berry. At the Corbell School, from the beginning, really, democracy and the Transatlantic Alliance have been core concerns of the school. Given our history, really, it's in our DNA. The life journey of Joseph Corbell, the founding dean of the Corbell School, and Madeleine Albright's father, the life journey of Joseph Corbell from Prague, caught between fascism and communism, to Denver, Colorado, made him acutely aware that democracy is ultimately a necessary condition for addressing all other issues, and that the United States has an enduring role and responsibility to promote it. And those convictions live on at the Corbell School. There are, of course, many worrisome trends in the world, many discussed at this summit, and of course, frankly, in the United States as well. But this is also, to my eye anyway, also a hopeful moment. In the protests happening in the United States and around the world, there's an awakening, a stirring of democracy, particularly among the younger generation. There's a great optimism in protest. It demands or depends on the belief that we can actually make a difference. I would be remiss if I didn't note that today in the United States is Juneteenth, the anniversary of the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation that freed U.S. slaves. It's a day that's long been celebrated in African American communities, but now I hope and believe a day that will become a fixture on the American civic calendar. a day to remember and celebrate, to be sure, but also for us to resolve to continue our long, slow journey towards true freedom and equality. So this is a particularly auspicious moment for us to launch our partnership. Anders will be combining the respective strengths of the Alliance and the University of Denver, collaborating on research, engaging students in this work, sponsoring events, and hopefully soon hosting all of you at some point in Denver. There's a lot of work ahead. It's a lot of challenges, but we really look forward to working with you and the Alliance of Democracies in this critical work. So thank you, Anders.
Thank you, Fritz. Now it's your Madeleine.
Well, thank you very much. I'm really sorry that we're not in Copenhagen, which was the original plan, and to spend some time together. You and I met 10 years ago when we were doing a review of the NATO alliance, and so I call you Secretary General. But I do think that this is truly a perfect alliance between your institution and the University of Denver, and in so many different ways, because there is no question, I kind of consider myself the epitome of the Euro-Atlantic relationship. It's the most important one that is out there, but also democracy. And there were so many things my father used to say, and one was when we came to the United States, that Americans don't recognize the fragility of democracy, and that we always have to keep working on it, and that there was nothing better than to be a professor in a free country. And he loved being at the University of Denver and to be in Colorado and to spend time with the young people and talk about diplomatic history and the importance of democracy and people participating in it. And so I do think this is one of the truly great agreements that have been made of the linkage, because you know, you and I have seen each other quite a lot in between. We've testified together in front of Congress on the problems of on authoritarianism. I know your dedication to democracy and your interest in having this particular relationship. So I think it is great to have this relationship between the Korbel School and you. And Fritz is a terrific person to pull it all together. I look forward to occasionally being invited and having a chance to really link these two great organizations together and understand that democracy is under threat, and it has to be developed by understanding what the 21st century has brought and to understand the importance of relationships. So I thank you both for doing this, and I think it is a great time in a very difficult moment to look forward and understand that there are structures that can make us functional and democratic in the 21st century.
Thank you very much for those kind words. You will definitely be invited, Madeleine.
Certainly.
And I would like to thank you, Secretary Albright, dear Madeleine, for your time today and for blessing our new cooperation with the Korbel School. And Dean Meyer, Fritz, I look forward to working with you and with the school. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. We're
very this concludes this session. Now we will turn to our session on business and tech responsibility for democracy. The moderator is Lisbeth Knudsen, editor-in-chief of the Danish magazine Monday Morgen, and in this connection, even more importantly, chairwoman of the Danish Management Society, VL, which comprises top executives from Denmark's business community.